Okay, we wanted to do an updated bag dump on my setup because I have gone through a couple different iterations of how I want my Raider to be in my bag. I think I am down to the most optimal for me, and I'll go through the whole reasoning behind some of the things I have in here outside of the Raider that also kind of supplement the whole idea of carrying in a bag. So let's go through it. This bag doesn't really matter what the brand is. This isn't a bag review. This is more of just like a conceptual thing, but it is a just slim line laptop bag, right? It's not really meant to carry a whole bunch of stuff. This is kind of the day-to-day, and an insight on my day-to-day is I work in an office. My commute isn't super long. I live somewhat close. My truck has a whole lot of stuff in it, so I don't have to put everything I ever could need in here, but I do have a lot of things that I have used over and over and over that I would be more comfortable having it with me than not. So let's start with the front. Every backpack has a bunch of different pockets and things. This one just happens to have a little front flappy thing with a little compartment here. And in here, because of the nature of my job, I have a little fix-it sticks. This is like the smaller version that they sell. We have to be constantly taking optics on, off, lights on, off, maintaining gun stuff. So fix-it kit is, and this, honestly, this pocket is like the exact size, so it's perfect for it. I do not go anywhere without this. To get the rest of the outside out of the way, there's water bottle holders. Always one water bottle at the minimum. Do you drink water? Because I do. And this could be super helpful in a bad situation. So I have water, and I also have some electrolytes inside. I'll get to that. But let's talk about the front big pocket. In the past, I had put a Raider 365 in the front here. Lately, I've been carrying a lot more medical stuff, so I turned this front one into more of a things I would need in case of a bad situation. So first and foremost, I have a Snakestaff Systems ETQ Gen 2. This is in a little snakeskin. I've got the Snakestaff Systems new IFAK. This is the Gen 2 as well. It just has some really easy pull away tab stuff so you can open it easier. Cool thing too is it also has some latex gloves in here that you can pull out without opening the whole package up, because you might use gloves more than anything else, and that's what I decided to go with for this type of trauma setup. After that though, this is something I did not have in my last bag, and I want to show the contents of this little thing. This is like my boo-boo kit, but it does have a lot more than that. I kind of think it's more called a sustenance pouch or something like that. Sustainment pouch. I've got easy things like Band-Aids, medicine, like cold medicine, painkillers, Vaseline, and like caffeine pills. That I've actually used this stuff a lot, and I'm happy I have it on me. Other people also have used this stuff because I had it, and I feel good for being prepared and being able to help people. So I think a little like sustainment pouch filled with this kind of stuff is important. I've also got like granola bars for low blood sugar type stuff. If you have family members who might have a need for that, it's important to have stuff around. Electrolytes, some liquid IV. This goes with my water bottle. And if you believe the marketing or the stats on this stuff, it should quadruple the amount of hydration you get from a single water bottle. So that's also important. And then this one might be a little bit of a stretch for like my current situation, but it is the Canna Provisions water filtration pouch thing. This, in conjunction with my water bottle, could be very helpful if I didn't have any water and I needed to drink from a canal and I needed to find a way home that wasn't just driving. I think I could probably do pretty well with this in here, and it's skinny, doesn't really take up a lot of space. So this is what's in my sustainment pouch. This is from Audi Gear. It's super cool. They have some bigger ones in a little kit. I do have a full like change of clothes in one of their bigger kits that I keep in the truck. There's reasons for that. I fell in a puddle one time and I needed warm clothes. So that is what's in this front pouch here. The rest of the stuff is gonna be work related things. I have like chargers and cables and stuff. But let's get to the Raider and where I store the Raider. Okay, here in the main pouch, I'll show you my setup. So let's go profile here. The Raider does not take up a lot of space in the bag. I think this is in the like iPad sleeve portion of the bag. Makes it super slim and out of the way. The reason I picked the Raider 365 now is mainly because I want a lot more extra space in my bag. I think if you have a additional gun in here and it takes up the majority of a backpack, you don't really have space for storing other things, and this is a day-to-day thing. I can fit a coat in here, I can fit some stuff I'm picking up, just depends, but this is what's inside. I have a Raider 365 in about as big of a configuration as you can make it. Thing is, it's still pretty small. So I have the extended stock arm. This makes the length of pull a couple inches longer. I've got a little suppressor on here from
Stealth Additive Works.
And it is the Shiv 9. Awesome setup, really reliable. Again, getting a suppressed PDW in your backpack, fitting in a in an iPad sleeve is insane. I've got a full-size light and I have optics on top. So between all this, I believe there's about 42 rounds on tap, and with one in the chamber, if I choose to go get one of the little safeties, I can have 43 rounds. That is awesome. That is a lot to work with in a bag, especially when it doesn't really take up a lot of space. It is also supplemental to my carry gun, which is a P365 XL, and they use the same mags. I can interchange parts if I needed to, so it's a little bit of redundancy, but in the right way. So now, Raider aside, there's really only one other thing I have in my backpack in the main compartment, and that is just my laptop. Again, this is my actual everyday bag, so for work, I do have my laptop everywhere I go with me. So putting all this back in, I really have one section left in this backpack, and it's like a little admin pouch. I have little mod light, dual fuel thing. I've got AirPods or any Bluetooth AirPods. The reason I really like these is if you have an iPhone, cool, it'll make sense. But being able to communicate while going hands-on to whatever you're doing is super important instead of holding your phone up while trying to call 911 or whatever. So AirPods, very important. I have, outside of the fix-it sticks, I like to have some pliers, so I have a Leatherman Skeletool. It's got a knife on it as well, which is nice. I do have a knife I carry on body, but this is just the one in the bag. And the last thing is sometimes you gotta make a fire, and there's a bunch of reasons why you might want a lighter. That is everything that I have in my backpack as of 2026, the beginning of the year. This is years of accumulating things and ideas. I think it's pretty good for a day-to-day for me, but let me know what you would put in your bag. If I missed anything essential, let me know. Again, if I was working where my truck was nearby, I would have a Mark 19 in the back of the truck if I needed something big. So this is my walk around kit. Let me know how you store your Raider, and we will see you in the comments.